Contrary to popular perception, snakes are not that scary. Logically, this is because they have just too many enemies in the wild. Birds like eagles, hawks, secretary birds, roadrunners, and owls regularly target and kill them. Land mammals like mongoose, meerkats, wolverines, honey badgers, and, well, more brutally kill them at sight. Even in deep waters, they have alligators, crocodiles, and octopuses as their dreadful foes. Some snakes are experts at murdering other snakes. If you want to see teamwork at its best, watch as we look at 10 biggest and worst enemies of snakes. Snakes are undoubtedly one of the most dangerous species on the planet. Of the 3,000 different species that inhabit this planet, only 200 can actually harm a person. Even then, most people like to avoid getting in the snake's way. Snakes are found all over the world except Ireland, Iceland, New Zealand, Antarctica, and Greenland. There are various snake-infested islands around the world that have, well, off-limits kind of a restriction to the tourists. Snakes are cold-blooded and the lack of ability to regulate their body temperature. Snakes eat by swallowing the food whole. There are a wide variety of predators that feed on snakes. This includes many birds that have the ability to swoop down on a normally unsuspecting reptile and catch it off guard in the desert or forest. There are plenty of animals with chops that will pounce on snakes, and we won't mention that one of the biggest killers of snakes is a certain two-legged animal. The following is a list of the top 10 animals that eat snakes. Number 10, Wolverine. Wolverines are penultimate predators. They're reckless and indiscriminate animal attacks and eats everything it comes across. Rodents, rabbits, worms, mice, frogs, birds, and yes, snakes were all part of their food chain. Wolverine is famous for taking down cobras and Magneto. Although the Wolverine is relatively small, it is a large member of the weasel family. The Wolverine is a strong, versatile scavenger and predator, a solitary animal, and the creature is muscular and stocky. It climbs and spends a lot of time in trees catching the birds. But a wolverine is not a stationary creature. Predators move 15 miles a day in search of food. The animal digs its burrows exclusively to capture other hibernating animals. Number 9. Mongoose. The mongoose has a unique defense against most venomous snakes. According to some, these predators have unique acetylcholine receptors that make them immune to various poisons. Regardless of this immunity, being bitten by a snake's fangs is by no means pleasant, and mongooses rely on speed and agility to pounce with a deadly crunch of jaws before setting down for dinner. Members of the genus Herpestes, which live in the warmer climates of Africa, Asia, and southern Europe, are more likely to favor snakes in their diet. The mongoose is a small, sleek animal that roams the forests and plains of Asia and Africa. Because of its somewhat daring temperament, the mongoose has been the subject of human myths and stories for thousands of years. However, the mongoose's life as a normal animal is much more complex and interesting than these myths suggest. The mongoose is an animal perhaps best known for its remarkable ability to kill snakes such as the cobra. Scientists believe that they have developed a protein that provides some degree of protection against snake venom. However, they're not completely immune to repeated snake bites. Mongooses have horizontally shaped pupils similar to sheep and horses to avoid predators. Mongoose is a colloquial or common term for a group of similar species belonging exclusively to a family of Herpestidae. The scientific name comes from the Greek word for an animal that walks or crawls on all fours. Mongooses occupy the same order, Carnivora, as cats, bears, dogs, seals, and raccoons. They're most likely and closely related to viverids, such as civets, genets, and insangs. The mongoose is an animal somewhat more distantly related to the hyena and an example of feliform, or cat-like carnivore. It is thought that at some point early in their evolution, these animals split into two different subfamilies, Herpestine and the Mongotinae. A third subfamily called Gelidinae was once classified with the other two. Endemic to Madagascar, the Gelidine was sometimes known as the Madagascar mongoose for its similar appearance. However, this subfamily is now classified as Eupleridae instead of Herpestidae. The mongoose, as an animal, varies in size from one species to another. Their bodies can range from 7 inches to diameter in the small pygmy mongoose to 25 inches in diameter in the massive Egyptian mongoose. Number 8. King snake. It almost seems like an act of cannibalism, which, well, when you know that the king snake will take on the cousin and kill them by constriction. But this type of behavior is not uncommon in the snake kingdom. Whether in the desert or the forest, this animal is rumored to have earned the status of king for its joyous ability to rule over its serpent empire and happily eat its own kind. The king snake is a popular choice as a pet. The raptors belong to the colibrid family and have a colorful tricolor pattern. Common species in the family are the milk snake and the scarlet king snake, which also eats lizards. Science considers both of these creatures to be false coral snakes. This is because their patterns and coloring mimic that of a venomous coral snake. Number 7. Snake eagle. Snakes are said to have nightmares about the snake eagle. This bird of prey has the ability to cut off the head and swallow a snake whole in fight. Although they're smaller than eagles, they do have this huge sight when gliding. The legs of the snake eagle receive serious protection through a layer of scales. A thick layer puts the kibosh on poisons. This is a great advantage for a bird that regularly and easily attacks black mambas and cobras in the rainforest and other of the world's most dangerous and fastest snakes. The snake eagle also gets its kicks hunting rodents, lizards, fish, and bats. Number 6. Bobcat. Bobcats are territorial and solitary, making boundaries with their scent to keep them away from other cats. Males let their regions overlap with several females while ruling over 40 square miles of claimed land. They're shy and elusive. Bobcats are rarely seen by humans. Bobcats roam at night, deliberately avoiding us. They climb, sleep in rock crevices, swamps, thickets, and hollow trees. Number 5. Hedgehogs. One of the unusual and unique characteristics of the hedgehog is its immunity to various toxins. It gives the animal the ability to consume a group of venomous animals in the food chain with no ill effects. These include scorpions, spiders, beetles, frogs, bees, and snakes. During the nocturnal hunt, the bobcat consumes a third of its weight, munching on plants, insects, small vertebrates, and small animals that would sicken or kill others. There are species of hedgehogs that feed mainly on small insects. Other hedgehogs are a combination of herbivores, insectivores, and carnivores. They're omnivores. They eat anything and feed for a long time. In a controlled environment, a hedgehog goes without food or water for over 2 months. Number 4. Scottish Terrier. The Scottish Terrier is a self-confident and independent companion with a good mood. The dog has a piercing gaze that conveys acute awareness and erect ears that indicate attention. It is a working dog that comes across as efficient and professional. They make excellent guard dogs, and if you have snakes or snake eggs on your property, expect the creatures to come swinging after meeting your terrier. Number 3. Honey badger. Thanks to immunity to king cobra bites, badgers stay on the trail of snakes. Seen as a highly profitable food source, the honey badger keeps an eye on thick bushes, trees, and even burrows, looking for animals in the food chain. During the warmer parts of the year, when the snakes are active, predatory badgers make up more than half of the snake's total food supply. Even the deadly puff adder is prey. There are reports of other animals with violently strong venoms that have no effect on badgers. Number 2. King cobra. Well, the king cobra, eh? In the rainforest, the king cobra is the longest venomous snake in the world. Some reach a terrifying span of 18 feet, and one item that is always on the menu is more snakes. King cobras are constantly hunting and foraging their own species. The deaf king cobra has an acute sense of smell. It stays on the alert for its prey, and as soon as it catches the smell, the cobra is on the hunt. Scientists say that some reason these predators tend to consume the snake's head first because it seems to aid in digestion. Curiously, some king cobras only eat one species of snake, like their entire lives. Number 1. Secretary bird. The secretary bird has a real kick. A predator's strength is 5 times its body weight. This is more than enough to take out a large venomous snake in the blink of an eye. With craned legs, the secretary is over 4 feet tall. Unlike most birds that search for their prey from the air, this creature hunts on foot. Another deviation from the other bird hunters is that instead of going after prey with its beak or the claws, the secretary bird steps on the snake. And there you have it, 10 biggest and worst enemies of snakes. Be sure to hit like and subscribe to see more incredible wildlife moments like these, and do share and comment. Until next time.